Hello, my name is Erica and I have a bad theory I'm going to share with you. We're going to be talking about the reason why Pennywise doesn't kill the losers and only scares them. This is something that I've seen people talking about a lot because it's a big plot hole, right? Pennywise will see victims and just eat them and not scare them, but with the losers, he scares them and doesn't eat them. What gives, dude? So I've been thinking about this theory a lot and it kind of makes no sense, so stay with me for a second. I think that Pennywise cannot kill the losers because they are afraid of him. He can only kill and eat people that are not afraid of him and is unable to kill and eat people that are. We know the lines, tasty, tasty, beautiful, fear, and face, and flesh, life, and fear, whatever. Maybe he gets a different kind of food, like he doesn't physically eat when he scares someone, but he feels like full or gets more energy or something. By the way, I'm only talking about the movies because I'm not done rereading the book and like trying to remember what goes on. I am also reading the book aloud if you didn't know. So if you want to come read with me, I do that on Saturday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's look at all the times that he kills people and eats them. Georgie. When he kills Georgie, he tries to gain his trust almost. He is joking around with Georgie and trying to have fun with him. He's trying to make Georgie feel safe because Georgie sees him and is like, oh my gosh, weird clown in the sewer. And then Pennywise is like, no, nice clown in the sewer. Georgie's not afraid of him. Except when Pennywise bites off his arm. But in the book he stops after that. But we also said that we're not going to be talking about the book, we're only talking about the movies, so I don't know. We also, though, don't see him finish the job, so maybe he just pulls Georgie into the sewer and leaves him to die because now Georgie's afraid of him and he can't finish killing or eating him. But in the moment that he bites off his arm, Georgie's not afraid. Patrick. Patrick looks scared when he meets Pennywise, but he's also holding something up to protect himself, so maybe he's not as scared as we thought. We also, again, don't see what happens to Patrick. We just see Pennywise run towards him and we assume he's dead. Yeah, he probably got eaten by Pennywise in the movie. But again, when he's holding up the thing, maybe he has a little bit inside of him that's not afraid. I don't know. Patrick's the tricky one. We have two tricky ones. Patrick's one of them. Adrian. That's the same thing with Georgie. He tries to gain Adrian's trust. He meets Adrian in a really vulnerable state and reaches out his arm to help him. And Adrian trusts him and isn't afraid of him. And again with Vicky, same thing with Georgie. He tries to gain her trust. He tells her oh, it's okay, I did this too, let's do a magic trick. He tries to have fun with her. And then eats her. She's not afraid of him. Dean is our second tricky one. Dean seems like he's afraid. Pennywise is creating a big scene to scare him. Although the scene is really to scare Bill. But we do see that something happens to Dean. We don't see exactly what happens, but we know that there's blood that goes everywhere, so we have to assume something happened. But Dean and Pennywise have spoken before. Dean told Bill, oh yeah, I hear noises in the drain in the bathtub. So we know that he and Pennywise know each other. So maybe Pennywise has worked up his trust with Dean? And also, when Richie yelled at Dean in the restaurant, he wasn't fazed by it at all. When Bill yelled at him in the street, he wasn't that fazed by it. This kid's dealt with a lot. He's I don't know, he's pretty okay. So yeah, Dean's a tricky one. He definitely seems like he's afraid. But I feel like maybe deep down, he's not that afraid of Pennywise. I don't think he knew what was going to happen to him. I don't think he knew what Pennywise is capable of. I don't know. Because him and Pennywise have talked before. He knows Pennywise. He also is used to adults yelling at him and being really weird. And I think the stunt was more towards Bill. It was more to get Bill scared and to get Pennywise that other kind of food. And now the losers that he tries to kill. Beverly. Beverly is the one that's really not afraid of him. Their first ever encounter was her stabbing him in the head. So obviously, she's not that fazed by him. And when he kidnaps her too, she's trying to punch him while he's strangling her. I think that he didn't kill her right away because he wanted to do it in front of the losers, like he did with Dean. He killed Dean in front of Bill. To make the losers more afraid, get that other kind of food, you know. Because he also left a little note for Bill, come and get Beverly, ha ha ha. He wanted to do it in front of them. And he tries to take Bill at the end of the first movie. Bill literally tries to shoot him. Bill knows that this game is over. Bill also is the one that ends up getting Pennywise down the well because Bill has power over him in that moment. He's not afraid of him. Period. Because he knows now that Georgie's actually dead. He knows that this is the monster that did it and that he can take him. And Eddie. Eddie is so scared of Pennywise, and we know it. He seems like he'd be a little scaredy cat. He's labeled as the weak link of the group after Stan dies, but what happens at the rock fight? He fights back. What happens with his mother? He fights back. Inside of Nebo, when they first meet Pennywise, Eddie's hitting Pennywise's face. Deep down, he's not afraid. And after he throws the thing at the deadlights, he thinks that Pennywise is dead. In that moment, in the little bit between when Eddie stabs him and Pennywise kills him, Eddie thinks that Pennywise is dead. So he has nothing to fear anymore. So that's why Pennywise is able to kill him, because Eddie's not afraid.
Pennywise just likes having power over people.
He's not afraid when Pennywise stabs him, so that's why he's able to do it. This theory has a lot of holes, just like the plot. I'm aware. I just have always thought, like, I don't know, I just have always thought about it and thought about why Pennywise doesn't kill the losers, and this is what I've come up with. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't care. This is just a thought for me and my conscience. But I hope you enjoyed. If you have any other theories that you have about this or about anything in the It world, leave them down below. I'd love to read them. And if you have any suggestions or things that I should analyze or look at or theories I should do on here or on my TikTok, definitely leave those down below as well. That's all. I don't have a cool outro. Don't get killed by a clown.